Today is Saturday, the day after Black Friday. Have y'all been shopping? Have y'all been having any good finds, any great deals? Or are you just saving as much money as you can because life is life and we just don't know if Donald Trump gonna withhold the food stamps again next month, and next month is right around the corner. This month went by so fast, didn't it? Yes. As a matter of fact, this whole year has gone by so fast. Are we having fun yet? Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty, shall we? We just celebrated, a lot of y'all just celebrated Thanksgiving, and a lot of us don't celebrate Thanksgiving because a lot of us, the older we get, the more we wake up to the reality of what's really going on in this society. And a lot of us have been groomed to, you know, be indoctrinated into these pagan holidays. And myself, I'm over it. Okay. Number one is gluttony, Thanksgiving. Number two, I just don't feel good celebrating someone else's demise and someone else being disenfranchised and robbed and diseased, such as the Indians. We all know the story, right? And I think it's just nasty work to celebrate and just sit around and eat till you just bust wide open, literally on top of somebody else's dried blood. Wow. And then these same people who sit around, especially the people of color, they sit around and celebrate Thanksgiving. And these are the same people who they claim to be so racist and so oppressive. Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. And a lot of things that don't make sense to me, I just cannot continue these traditions. And to a certain degree, it's like having a ritual, performing a ritual. And at a certain point in my life, years ago, I realized this doesn't make any sense. And I was only doing it based on family tradition. And so many people, I've heard so many people say, "Oh, family is all we got." Well, it really depends on what kind of family you have. Okay, can we all agree? Now I'm getting ready to make somebody uncomfortable. I might even make somebody mad. Well, I didn't tell you to come over here to my channel, no way. So just get ready to get uncomfortable. Get ready to get mad. Okay? I'm talking to y'all that's hiding in the bushes. A lot of these fake family members who say they don't fuck with me, but they watch everything I do in the bushes. Make that make sense. But anyway, I will not bite my tongue and I will not apologize for how I feel. And I feel like my feelings are legitimate, okay? And I'm so sick and tired of so many people trying to um make me think that my feelings are not legitimate and they want me to apologize for being woke, and thank God for being woke and realizing for so many years I sat across the table from people who call, themselves family, but I was sitting across the table and surrounded by people who didn't even like me, let alone love. Okay. I for years, as it relates to Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, and all these other dinners, family gatherings, for years, I sat in rooms with people who were supposed to be my family, but I didn't know anything about them, and they didn't know anything about me. I'm in a room full of strangers, and in hindsight, I'm thinking that's crazy work, right? That is nasty work. That is crazy in itself. But I participated in that, but now I don't, and I don't feel bad about it. And I know a lot of these fake family members, they probably thinking, oh, I know she misses me. I know she misses us. No, I don't. I'm so at peace. And for a lot of people, peace looks different for a lot of people. Peace feels different for a lot of people. Peace is not created equal. And when I tell you that I don't miss these fake family members, I do not miss them. And I stand on business as it relates to that. I don't miss them. And like I said, a lot of them, they probably sit in the bushes right now. And I want to tell them, I don't miss y'all. But I'm sure you miss me and all this energy because years later, after I separated myself from you, you still talk about me. I just don't understand it. But anyway, I realize, family is not always blood related. And I have had people who I have met online that treat me better than these so called blood family members. And the only thing that we really have in common is that we grew up in the same household and we came through the same vagina. And that's subjective, depending on who you talk to. Okay, but anyway, I have assessed the situation and I have made peace with leaving these people behind. You know, it does not feel good when people who claim to love you don't love you at all. And so many people have a way of saying fuck you. This you got to pay attention, and they don't always open their mouth to communicate fuck you. Okay, a lot of people say fuck you by not answering your phone calls, and they see you calling and they look at their phone and they see your phone number and they don't answer it. It's just like you don't even exist. They're really saying fuck you. Okay, a lot of people say fuck you by pretending like they got something else to do. When you say or suggest, why don't we go out to dinner? Why don't we go out to eat? Why don't we go out to a movie? Why don't we get together and do this and do that? Or whatever the case may be. And they pretend like they got so much work to do. They so tired. But then they make time for certain other family members. Damn. And they act like I'm not supposed to feel that. I'm not supposed to recognize that they're making a difference in me. And a lot of times over the years, I've thought about that. I can't call these fake family members to just vent and talk about my feelings, even if it don't have nothing to do with them or the family, period. I might want to talk about my day, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. I might want to talk about, oh, this delicious cake that I'm thinking about baking, or where I want to go for my birthday next year, or how I grieve my cat that died. They don't give a fuck. But then they'll turn right around and go out of their way to search all over the internet for me and listen to every word that comes out of my mouth. Make that make sense. But I want to talk about family and how so many people are okay with not dealing with their family. Specifically, Finesse, the rapper Finesse2Tymes, and his mom and his brother, his whole family, his whole immediate family. It is a hot mess, and it's so sad that it's being put on public display for other people's entertainment. His pain, Finesse, 2 times, this is very painful for him. As a grown man, his family is trying to little boy him. And I'm so glad to see Finesse pushing back and speaking back and standing on business as it relates to how he feels, and he don't give a fuck about any of the backlash and any of the threats from his family to expose him and talk about this and talk about that. And I think it's really pathetic and disgusting that his mom, the person who gave birth to him, the person you would think that would be the closest to him, the person who's supposed to love him and protect him. This is the same person who's trying to hurt him and sabotage him. And I love, before I go any further, let me say this unapologetically. I love me some Finesse 2 times. He can't do no wrong in my sight. Okay? And I'm giving him a pass on being a little chubby and skinny. He been losing weight. He's doing real good. I'm giving him a pass on the drugs. It bothers me to see him self-medicating, but I understand. I understand why he self-medicates with the drugs, because he has faced so much pain from the very source that's supposed to be protecting him and loving him. That's a hell of a painful situation to deal with. When the pain is coming from your family, it hits different. And I can relate to that. For years, oh my God, for years, I I felt like the source of a lot of my pain was from my family. And I did not vocalize it. I internalized it. And I internalized it to the point that I tried to self-harm many, many, many times. Starting when I was around 5 years old, I tried so many times to commit suicide because I was dealing with so much pain from my family. And so many times I would walk in the room and hear them talking about me in a disparaging way. And then when I would say something about it, oh, that's all in your imagination. That's all in your mind. You just hallucinating. Or then, they'd play these little mind games and be like, oh, you just want to start something. You always want to start something. As if I'm the messy person. When in actuality, it was these other family members that was being messy. A lot of times, I would be in the room, in the house, and they didn't even know I was in the house, or they thought I was asleep, and I would hear conversations. And this is why let's talk about it. This is why I find it so easy to talk about people, places, and things, because I learn from the best, my family. This is why, if any of y'all want to know where I learned how to talk about people and talk about them real bad and real good, I learned from my family. But then my family wants to turn around and demonize me when I say things that they don't like. Okay, so yeah, this is where I got my starter kit from. As it relates to Carmen Kaboom, the content creator, the person that talks and talks and makes a lot of people uncomfortable. This is where I got it from. My family. They groomed me at an early age. I sat in so many rooms listening to my family dragging people and talking about them like a dog. Okay? So as I grew older and began to use what I was taught, then I became the bad guy, even till this day. And when I am subjected to my family talking to me like I'm a nigga on the street, we no longer have anything to talk about. And I'm okay with taking that knife out of my back and cutting ties. But then when I do that, they mad. Damn, you can't satisfy these motherfuckers. So if I can't satisfy you, whether I'm around you or not, I just say fuck it. Okay? And I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. But the problem is, just like even in the social media realm, a lot of these trolls that have a problem with Karma Kaboom, the problem is this is the common denominator with the trolls and the trolls of this fake family of mine. And I really don't claim them, but I'm just saying it all boils down to control. And when people cannot control you, they try to turn other people against you. This is why I'm so passionate about finesse 2 times. This is why I feel like I can relate so much to what finesse 2 times is going through because I've been through it myself. And the only way that you can escape this torment, you have to cut these motherfuckers off completely. And just like with finesse, I tried going back, thinking that they would be different, thinking that they had changed. They never change. They just get worse. And they run out of shit to talk about. That's why they come in your inbox pretending like, oh, after 10, 15 years, they miss you so much. They don't miss you. They just need new shit to talk about. They need new intel. Okay? And I understand. I understand why finesse has said a lot of the things that he has said, and so many people are in the comments under his posts on social media trying to demonize him. And I saw one post that really disturbed me and bothered me. It was some black female saying that she can't imagine being successful and not helping her family. Well, hell, just like Finesse has said, how many times have they helped him? And how much can he help them until they stand on their own feet, until it's enough? And let me say this, I might be the only one, but I understand why Finesse feels like he does about helping his family. Why would you continue helping somebody that don't give a damn about you and they only want to be around you for what you have, as far as money, material stuff, what they can get from you? And then it might just be your energy. They might want to just be around you for your energy and rob you and rob you and rob you for your energy until you are drained. Okay? And your energy and your essence is more valuable than the money. And I remember very distinctly, Finesse helped his mom. And let me say this before I go any further. There is a difference. And so many people, especially in the black community, you got it so twisted like dreads on the Jamaican head as it relates to mother Every woman that gives birth does not qualify to be a mother. There is a difference between a mother, a mama, and a mammy. No offense, but Finesse, mom, she gives me mammy. Okay, that's what she gives, and it's so disgusting. Okay, I know she gave birth to her kids when she was young, but that's not an excuse for her to be as childish as she is and continuously try to sabotage her child just because she cannot get what she wants from her child. Her child is gifted in his own way. God gave everybody a gift. Your gift may not be my gift, my gift may not be your gift. But everybody has a gift, and that's how we're supposed to make it in the earth. And it's a damn shame that Finesse mom, his mama, is so obviously jealous of her son. I mean, it's so apparent. And I remember when he got out of prison, a few prison times before. He's been in and out of jail so many times. But the most recent, not the most recent, but a few years back when he got out, he helped his mom. He did so much for his mom. She's the one that fumbled what he gave her. And that's not his fault, but she's trying to make him feel so guilty. And she wants to pressure him and embarrass him and shame him publicly so he'll continuously just give her more and more and more with no end in sight. That's not his responsibility to take care of her big, overgrown, rusty, dusty, humongous tail self. Okay? Okay, just because that's her son and he's successful, he's not obligated to take care of her. And I have been watching this for so long, all of this dragging that they've been doing back and forth in the public domain. And I've seen so many people making comments and trying to demonize Finesse and make it seem like he's obligated to take care of her. He's not obligated to take care of her. She's a grown ass woman. And then what makes it even worse, she's on social media bragging about having a man. What good is it having a man if he cannot protect and provide? And what's the other P? Whatever the other P is, looks like he's just giving her penis. So yeah, he's fulfilling the penis part, but he's not providing and protecting her. Okay, so like a lot of women, especially in the black community, a lot of these mamas, they want to have their son as their son husband. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. And she recently went on, a lot of y'all probably saw it. She's been going on this tour, dragging her own son. That looks so bad. I'm so embarrassed for her. Even if she don't have enough sense to be embarrassed. I cannot see myself as a mom with a grown son and he's successful, and then just because I can't get any of his money and material things and he won't take care of me like I want him to take care of me, and I feel like I'm entitled to what he has just because I pushed him out of my pussy. And you know he's supposed to just give, and then if he doesn't give, I just go to the social media blogs and other social media platforms and try to shame him and low-key bully him until he opens up his wallet and bank account to me again. That's what this all about. That's what this is all about. And I'm so glad that Finesse is not folding under pressure. I'm so glad that he's telling her, fuck you, in his own way. Yeah, the Bible says, honor thy mother and father. He's doing that, but he does not have to give into her under her pressuring him to give her what she wants. He's already given what he wants to give to her. And she has been disloyal to him time and time and time again. And if a snake bites you once, shame on you. How does it go? If a snake bites you once, shame on you. If it bites you again, shame on, however it goes. But she's giving snake energy, okay? And not only her, but look at his brother. No love. He looks a mess and he sounds even worse. Apparently, it looks like Finesse is the only one in the family amongst the siblings who got any kind of talent. Okay? That's celebrity worthy. Okay? Oh my God. Has anybody else, no offense, but has anybody else heard the rap skills of No Love, the brother of Finesse? He, oh my God, his rapping skills suck. Okay? He is not talented at all. And then I've gone on his social media pages. He can barely hold an audience when he goes live. And then he barely may get what, 10, 15 views of 10, 15 comments, maybe 5 comments on his post. He's obviously jealous, just like the mama. And I feel, I just wonder how the youngest brother feels, Julius. He's in a tough situation. He has to remain neutral and try to love everybody equal and not really take sides. And that's the problem with a lot of these families. You find family members, they want to take sides, and then they be two-faced and jumping sides and go, and whenever it's convenient for them. And I'm at this point now. No, no, no. Pick a side and stay there. And I never want, family members that I do fuck with, I never want them to feel like you have to pick a side. If you feel like you have to pick a side, please pick the right side and stay there. Ain't no coming back and forth when it's convenient for you, or when that other side fuck you in the ass literally and do you like a dirty dog like they've been doing me all along, and then you want to go back and forth and tell me shit about the other family members, and then oh, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Okay. And oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have gone through all of this mental turmoil for so many years, to the point where I thought it was me that was really fucked up. But when I sit back and analyze and assess the situation and assess each family members that's been giving me the problems, I realize who is really the problem. Okay. And that's another thing. They doing Finesse the same way. They're trying to make it seem like Finesse is so mentally unstable. He's this, he's that, but they still want his money. They still want his attention. They still want his time. They still trying to reach out to him. They still follow him all over social media and being concerned about what he does and when he go to jail and when he do this and when he do that. If you don't fuck with him, why are you worried about what he's doing? I can relate to that. I can relate to it. And it's obviously something wrong when somebody who claims that they don't care nothing about you and they supposed to be your family member, but they talking shit about you like you just a nigga on the street, when they talking to neighbors, when they talking to other strangers. And then I have been in that situation so many times, and then when it gets back to me, they pretend, these fake family members pretend like, oh, I don't know what they talking about. I don't know. It's always the I don't know ghost showing up. And I'm so glad that, and it takes a certain level of maturity to hold yourself accountable and stand on what you say. Okay, it's one thing to be two-faced, but damn, if you claim that you love this family member and you've been talking shit about them, and then when it gets back to them, hold yourself accountable. Okay, but when people are being fake and they showing you fake love, okay, that's not convenient to be accountable. I can't really relate to that because, I'm not two faced. And I don't love people with conditions attached and strings attached and when it's convenient for me. And that's a fucked up feeling when you got so-called family members who claim to love you, but you know it doesn't feel like real love. We all know what fake love feels like. It feels real fucked up. And we all know what real genuine love feels like. We know what love with conditions feels like. We know what unconditional love feels like, okay? And fake love is a real fucked up kind of love, and I don't want shit to do with it. And Finesse's brother, look at the name. The name speaks for itself. You can't expect real love and loyalty from somebody that's calling themselves no love. So we've seen Finesse sister, and why do they all look alike? Okay, the mama, she recently went on somebody's podcast, and the interviewer was asking her, about the strong genes in the family. Everybody looking just alike. They looking like they was cloned. Okay, and she said that all five of her children, they got different daddies, I think. All of them got different daddies. And she said that they all look like her dad. And I was thinking, is this a Aretha Franklin and her daddy situation all over again? Is it some daddy daughter fucking that's been going on? It's given possible daddy daughter fucking. How is it all of them got the different daddies and all of them look just alike? Even Finesse's baby is looking just like him and his siblings and his mama. That gene is just too fucking strong. Okay, it's too fucking strong. It's to the point where it's so strong that it's scary. Why are all of them looking just alike? Shit. Finesse and his mom look like twins. Finesse and his brother look like twins. Finesse and his sister and his brother and his mama look like twins. Finesse's daughter and his siblings and his mama look like twins. At this point, I need to see her daddy. I need to see Finesse's mama's daddy. Okay, and I need them to get their mouth, the inside of their mouth swabbed and tested for some DNA paternity. I need to see the results. Okay. It's given possible. Now, I'm not accusing nobody of nothing, but I'm just telling you what it's given. It's given that possible. Daddy daughter fucking. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. But that gene is so strong. They all look just alike. And it makes me wonder, how can you be disloyal, so disloyal and low down to somebody that looks like your twin? Okay, how can you do that? How can you do that with a straight face and be okay and go and lay down at night and get some good sleep? How do you do that? But I think it's really, really effed up for Finesse's mama and brother and sister and all that little clique right there. And notice how they all go against Finesse around the same time every year. And how much is the blogs paying them? They real greedy for money. And you should be very, very careful not to be so greedy over money and make money your God and do anything for money and sell your people out for money. Damn. I know times it's hard, but my God. And years later, maybe she may, the mama, maybe she may realize it, how foolish this was to get it on somebody's podcast in the public domain and go against your own son, the same son that you gave birth to, the same son that broke bread with you, the same son that loved you unconditionally until you put conditions on it. And how much disloyalty can Finesse take? I just feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him, but I'm so glad that God has given him the strength to push through all of that painful stuff that's trying to hold him back and sabotage his career. And he's so talented. And I don't believe we've seen the most talent in Finesse. He's so multifaceted with his talent. And, I was listening at one of his songs that he did years ago before he really became the, big celebrity status that he has now. And he was real rusty around the edges. And it sounded like he may have recorded the song on a phone or something. But it's a big difference between then, that version of Finesse, and this version of Finesse that we hear and see today, which indicates that he has really put in a lot of work into his craft musically, and he has evolved. And he's steadily evolving. And as we see now, he has progressed so much to the point that he's now, on the same level of working with the likes of Jermaine Dupri. And that says a lot, as far as how much he has grown and is willing to put in the work and even grow even more so. And I love his song, Loyalty Over Love. I listen to it quite often, and I can relate to the lyrics of that song, and I can feel that he put so much passion into that song. And so many other people feel the same way. And of course there's haters. There's always going to be haters. But he's not concerned about the haters. He does address them. He addresses them and he keeps it moving. And I feel like, in due time, I pray that God blesses him with the strength to just overlook a lot of the opposition and the haters and just focus more on his craft musically. And I can even see him doing movies, crossing over and doing movies. He's so talented, and I love his distinctive voice, and it really works well for him, and his craft has made room for him. And I believe that God has his hands on him, and God is not through with him yet. And he has prepared so many tables for Finesse in the presence of his enemies. Yeah, even his mama. And his mama, she's acting just like an enemy. And she's going to have to watch him eat at a table that she could have been at had she not been so cutthroat. And I don't think he really wants to have anything else to do with her, and I don't blame him. And I think he'll be just fine living his life and not missing a beat, and going ahead if he so chooses to celebrate Thanksgiving without her in his own little way. And now they're trying to turn the person that he's closest to, his girlfriend Sugar, even his mama and his other siblings are trying to talk shit about her and insinuating that she's putting voodoo on him and has so many secrets that she's holding against him, and at an opportune time she's gonna turn against him. No, that's what his mama and his siblings want, and they're trying to speak that into the atmosphere and hoping that it'll manifest. They want to tear that relationship apart because they want Finesse to be isolated out there by himself and lonely and crying and running back to them because he has nobody else in the world. And that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay? And then his mama, she gonna sit on that podcast the other day. It was so sickening, I couldn't even watch it all. I had to turn it off because she made me so mad and disgusted. She had the nerve to even try to take credit for his beginning. Oh, I used to go to McDonald's. She said she used to go to McDonald's and buy, well, she didn't buy them. She probably begged or stole them, the cups, and made a makeshift studio in her closet because she could see that he was talented musically. And she was really, trying to help him, perfect his craft. And he was really talented and he could sing and he could rap and all this and that. And I could not believe this big overgrown rusty dusty jealous ass woman who his mama is trying to take credit for what God gifted him with. Okay, whether she went to McDonald's and got the cups and helped to make a makeshift studio in the closet or not, he was still going to advance into what we see now, more than likely. Okay, and oh, I can't stand it when other people try to take credit after the fact. When they see that your blood, sweat, and tears has paid off for you. Okay, and quiet as it's kept, these fake family members of mine, they see that I have the potential, and they just peeping and looking and keeping updates and watching in the bushes, trying to see, is God really gonna do what they know that he has the potential to do. They're waiting and trying to see, am I gonna evolve, am I gonna progress, and they're hoping that I do. And in the event that I do, oh, they want to pop out and try to sabotage me the same way. I already know what it's all about. Okay, but what God has his hands on, the enemy can never destroy. You can, how does Dion, and I love Dion too, how does Dion Sanders say it? You can't break me because you didn't make me. Ha ha ha, yeah, that part. So, these people are just sick. They are just sick, but they try to make it seem like it's people like me and Finesse that's really the sick ones. Oh, thank God that we have a brain to know who the real sick ones are. But yeah, when I hear people say family's all we got, it makes me sick to my stomach. Because if family is all you got, in a lot of cases, depending on what kind of family you are, so a lot of people got a fucked up family. You don't have nothing. Okay. And Jesus, and I follow Jesus. Jesus said, my family, who is my family? My family is the one that do the will of my Father. That's who my family is. Okay. And I'm telling you, being out here and having severed my ties with these fake family members, the family members that I really love and that really love me, they're dead and gone. They're dead and gone. So these people who are left, we don't have nothing in common. We don't have no connections. Okay. And they're telling their own versions of me to people who don't know what the real deal is. Okay? And as the saying goes, as it relates to the truth, it's your side, it's my side, and then there's the truth. People are always gonna tell their side and try to make their side sound so good and so believable and try to make you who they don't like and who they oppose and who they might be jealous of in their own little way because they can't control you. They gonna always make you look like the bad guy. So we might as well accept their version as the version that they gonna always tell. We always gonna be the villain in their story, in their narrative, in their head. But that is not necessarily always the truth. And then the thing about the truth, when we start opening our mouth, okay, they want to run their mouth. They want to run their mouth. But as soon as we take our turn and tell our truth, they get mad. But they've been talking all along. They've been talking all along and they won't shut up. But then when I open my mouth, they want me to be quiet. They want me to just go away and be quiet. Meanwhile, they want to run their mouth all they want, unlimited, with no holes barred. No, that's not the way it goes. And the one thing that I'm not gonna allow, the one thing that I'm not gonna tolerate is anybody trying to little girl me. I'm a whole grown woman. I make my own decisions. I make my own choices with respect to God. And my mother has already raised me. And I seriously doubt that any of these fake family members have the qualifications to raise me again. Hell, look at the end result and the success rate of you family members raising yourself and your children. Damn. No shade, but I'm just saying. Okay. And there has been so many lies told and lies that have been recycled. And at this point in my life, I don't even care to straighten out the lies. I just don't. I just don't. Okay? Because these are people that I never likely will cross paths with again on this side of life. Okay? And I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what they're thinking. I don't care where they're going. I don't give a fuck. Okay? And I'm okay with not having any relationship with them whatsoever because there's no love, there's no care, there's no concern. And I just don't do fake people, no way. Okay, I don't do fake people. And I am so content and so at peace with not being in a relationship with these fake family members. Okay, if I see them at Walmart, I probably won't even recognize them. Okay, and I'm okay with it. As a matter of fact, years ago, I remember being at Sonic, the Sonic drive-in, and some of these family members was in the vehicle right next to me. Do you know I never acknowledged them? Yeah. And somebody might say, oh, Karma Kaboom, that's so cold blooded. That's so wrong. Well, depending on how you look at it, you got to know the history. Okay. And when God has healed me of these wounds that these family members, these fake family members cause, why in the hell would I want to peel off the bandage and get wounded all over again? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. God has healed me. And I was talking to one of my other family members about this not long ago. And I was saying how God had healed me. And they was asking me, are you really healed? Like they didn't believe that I was healed. Hell yes, I'm healed. Hell yes. I think I'm old enough to realize if I'm sick and if I'm healed. I really think I do have the capabilities of understanding if I'm still sick or if I'm really healed. Yeah. But the thing about it makes me feel like maybe that family member want me to be still sick over these other family members, and they want me to still be wounded because they still walking around and sitting around in them secret rooms listening and participating in the backstabbing and dragging and the disloyalty and the betrayal of me. So sure, I can understand why you would question, are you really healed? After all this horrible talking we've been doing about you behind your back and all this lying we've been doing about you, how can you say that you healed? And we've been doing everything in our power, and we really don't. Y'all really don't have a lot of power. But I'm just saying, you've been doing everything in your little bit of power to hurt me. Everything. And I'm so glad that God blocked it. Blocked what, Carmen Kaboom? Blocked the stabbing in my back. Blocked the penetration of the hurt and the words, the disloyalty, the dishonesty, the betrayal, and all of this hurtful stuff that they have purposely did to me. I'm so glad that I don't carry those scars and those wounds and those hurtful words. I'm so glad that God has helped me not to remember a lot of things that was done. Okay, I'm so glad that I can move on and not look back. Okay, because there's nothing there. When it's nothing there, it's easy to not look back. And even as it relates to my former husband, you know, lately I have been thinking about this. He's moved on. I've moved on. But then we go back and forth when it's convenient. And it's still no love there. So I'm thinking to myself the past few days, why do I even call? Why do I even have his phone number still? I should be prepared. I should be purged. And I've been asking God to purge him out of my system the same way that I have been asking and praying to God to heal me and purge these fake family members out of my system. So when he's done it, why do I hang on to anything that reminds me of them? Phone numbers, addresses, pictures, this, that, and other, social media connections. I have did the work. I put in the work of blocking them. And then they make these fake pages just to keep up with me. Damn. But as it relates to my former husband, I'm sick and tired of having connections to sources of my pain. If it's over, it should be over. I don't want to have no connections. So today, I was thinking, just like I was thinking yesterday, it's time to remove his phone number out of my phone and block it, all access. All of it. Yeah. The year is coming to a close. And it's time to close out a lot of contacts with sources that don't serve me. Sources that don't add value to my life. Deadbeat people who I can't depend on. I can't call on them. They're not helping me to be a better version of myself. Even as I've been struggling and going through homelessness and this, that, and other. So many of even these trolls on social media, people who pretend like they so crazy about Karma Kaboom and they love Karma Kaboom. I'm so sick and tired of y'all fake ass love. And you show people how you really feel. A lot of y'all who claim that you love me, you didn't give a fuck about me while I was, you clearly saw that I was down bad, but thank God I didn't stay down. But a lot of y'all was hoping that I was gonna stay down. And you had means of helping me, but you didn't help me at all. And I'm not going to hold it against you, but please understand that I'm going to always remember who was there for me and who showed me that they didn't give a damn about me. And I needed that. Thank you, God, for letting me see it and let me feel it and let me hear it and let me taste it. I needed that. And that helped me in so many ways. While I was staying in my car, I got a lot of answers to a lot of questions in that car. Oh, yes. A lot of nights and days and weeks and months. I had a lot of time to think about a lot of things and a lot of people. And my phone was so dry. My phone was so dry. Oh, my inboxes was so dry. My emails was so dry. And a lot of times I was wondering, where is such and such that used to send me cash apps all the time? They just all of a sudden stopped sending me cash apps. And they used to inbox me and email me all the time. Oh, a lot of my subscribers who said they love them some Karma Kaboom, they just stopped sending emails. They stopped sending cash apps. Well, the song goes, nobody likes you when you're down and out. And that's true. They want you at your best, and they feel like you're a failure when you get sick, when you stumble and fall. They don't give a fuck about lifing. They gonna discard me and go on and find them another content creator that's popping, that's up, that's living their best life, that's not sick. They don't have diabetes. They don't have to work these fucking jobs that's making them tired as fuck and can't entertain them 24 hours, 7 days a week. A lot of these subscribers and followers, they want me to entertain them 24 hours, 7 days a week. And it's like, fuck your life. Fuck your diabetes. Fuck what you got going on. Just entertain us. Entertain the fuck out of us. Whether you up, down, diabetic, depressed, suicidal, we don't give a fuck. Just get on this motherfucking camera and entertain the fuck out of us. We ain't gonna give you nothing back, but just entertain us. Just give of yourself, Karma Kaboom. Pour into us. And, you know, we're gonna go and get in our little chat groups and talk about you like a dog. And, laugh at your pain. And we're glad that you're going through hardship. We're glad. We're glad that your husband left, and we hoping he don't come back, and we hoping you don't get another husband. Yeah, but thanks be to God. It ain't up to y'all. It ain't up to y'all. And thanks be to God. Just like y'all don't give a fuck about me, for real, for real. I don't give a fuck about you. Okay, if it's fuck me, it's fuck you too. And that's real. I love who loves me. And people show me if they concerned about me. People show me that they care about me. People show me when they have compassion for me. People show me when they really support me, as well as the people who don't give a fuck. Okay? And I appreciate both because it makes me aware of what and who is important. Okay? And I just thank God for keeping me focused, even with a lot of things going on at the same time that's really, really challenging me and trying to cause me to lose focus. I just thank God for the ministry ministering to me in so many different ways and helping me to be healed of a lot of painful situations and painful people. Okay? And I just thank God. for helping me to be as strong as I am. And a lot of the challenges that I have faced with family members, friends, fake family members, fake friends, fake love, all this fake shit, it helped me to be the real woman that I am today. And yeah, so a lot of this fake shit and these fake people, it was beneficial to me. Yeah, so I count it all joy and I don't look back. I don't look back. And I'm not chasing nobody and I'm not forcing nobody to be in my life. Okay. And I know my worth. I know what's important. And I have wasted so much time in the past with these fake motherfuckers. I don't have no more time to waste. I have more years behind me than I have in front of me. And I am not fucking with nobody that don't fuck with me as it relates to being, in my life for real and loving me and caring and being concerned and helping me to be motivated and inspired and encouraged to live my better version of my life. Okay. And yeah, I'm not looking back. I'm not chasing. I don't miss them. I'm not concerned about how they doing. I don't give a fuck what they doing. Okay, I'm not making troll pages, fake pages to go look and see what they doing. I'm not concerned about them. I'm not. And anytime you do without a thing or a person long enough, you get used to it. You get used to doing without them. So, just like you learn to love somebody, you can learn to forget about them. Yeah. And, like I said, looking at what's going on with Finesse2Tymes, it's like a mirror to me. I can relate to what he's going through with his fake family members. I can relate to it. I can relate to what he's experiencing with these fake friends and the disappointments, the setbacks, and being motivated, inspired, and using that pain to fuel his purpose. I can relate to that. And it's when I'm feeling at my lowest. It's really when God is preparing me for the better version of me. And I need that isolation from a lot of these fake ass family members and friends. I need it. I need them to ignore my phone calls and don't text me back, don't call me back, don't give a fuck, and just be ragged and deadbeat. I need that because it pushes me into the path of people who really do give a damn. Okay. And in this life, I realize we're going to meet a lot of people who don't give a damn and going to waste our time and not going to be real and genuine and sincere. You just got to charge it to the motherfucking game and keep it moving. And don't take it personal. Okay, people are not like they used to be. And I have to condition my heart and my mind to maneuver in a whole different society. Okay? And that's just the way that it is. That's just the way that it is. And it's not my choice, but hey, this is the way I have to deal with it in order to survive it. Okay? And it gets real lonely being in a world that's full of so many heartless and cold-blooded and calculated people who don't want to do nothing but just you know be in a place that's convenient for them and take and take and take and use and use and use and discard and go on about their business. And the older that I'm getting, I'm realizing, I was sitting and thinking about this the other day, when I was younger. And I do want another husband. I want a real husband. The first round, I think that was just a training session. And I learned a lot of what I needed to learn, and I'm still learning. And as long as I'm alive, I'm always going to be learning, right? And this society is a classroom. I'm always going to be learning. And I'm asking God to place me in position where I will be prepared to be somebody's son, wife, okay? And I feel like I am wife material, and I do believe, and a lot of people, they have given up on love, but as the late Maya Angelou was quoted saying, I'm always, always, always gonna give love another chance. Okay. And I'm not gonna just give up on love and relationships just because I had a lot of bad ones. And that's just unfair to so many men that's out here. There's so many quality men out here. And the problem is with a lot of people, they limit themselves on where they're willing to go to meet them. Okay. And I'm not looking for a man because the Bible says the man that finds a wife finds a good thing. I'm not supposed to be looking for him. He's supposed to be looking for me. So I got to be ready and be in position and be at the right places at the right time. That's my job. Okay? So every day I'm making progress, and I'm constantly asking God to prepare me and help me to be a better version of myself and be a healthier version of myself, and not carry the weight of the past and all of that shit from people and places and things behind me. Okay? And a lot of people, they place limitations on me, but thank God I don't place limitations on myself. Okay? And I know the God that I serve is able to do anything but fail, and he's always working on me. And guess what? I'm always depending on him to help me be the better version of myself. And he's not through with me yet. And he's brought me a long way. And I give all glory and all credit to God. And I am nothing without God. And I want a godly husband, a real husband, a strong husband, a steadfast husband, a willing husband, a good looking husband. Hallelujah. A fine husband. Yes. A committed husband, a loyal husband, a dedicated husband. You got to name it and claim it. Yeah. A wealthy husband. Yeah. A generous husband. A good, good, good husband. But we gotta be specific when we say good, because he could be a good liar. Okay, a good cheater. Okay, we gotta be real specific with that, what we mean by saying good. Okay. But yeah, I do believe in love, and I'm not gonna be turning my heart cold and against men just because there's a lot of bad men out here. We gotta make better choices. And even, with these fake family members that hurt me and wounded me and did me bad and whatever, I could care less because, like I said, it's so many strangers out here that I have yet to meet who treat me better than my family and care and are concerned. I have so many people in my life now that know me better than my fake family members. They don't know nothing about me. Okay? And I just thank God for real people who stand in the gap, and they show me concern, they care, and I can feel the difference. And I just really am looking forward to God doing a new thing in me. And I just appreciate the family that I have had, that have died and gone on to glory. And I still hold them in my heart, near and dear to my heart. And yeah. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything and I'm lacking anything as it relates to these fake family members that don't want to be in my life anyway. Okay, they have decided to neglect me and abandon me and desert me and walk the fuck on, and I am glad that they're gone. Okay, and I'm not looking back. I don't miss them. I am so much at peace without them. Yes. And to some people that may sound crazy, but it's real talk. It's real talk. And I just really can relate to Finesse2Tymes. I really can. And I'm just praying that God give him strength and help him to move on and move to a better version of himself also. And thank God we don't look like what we've been going through as it relates to these fake ass folks and the damage that they have caused in our lives. They have wreaked some havoc. Honey, it's just like it feels like you just been through a tornado or a hurricane when you're dealing with these reckless ass, deadbeat ass folks that wreck your life and don't give a fuck about the damage that they leave behind and won't take accountability. No, no, no. They blame you for everything that went bad in the relationship. And honey, I don't miss these fake family members at Thanksgiving. The motherfuckers can't cook no way. Okay? They can't cook no way. All the family members that can cook, they dead and gone. Okay? And I like to eat. Okay? So I damn sure don't miss them at Thanksgiving because none of the motherfuckers can cook. And that's real talk. Okay? But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live. I appreciate y'all so much. I've been meaning to talk about this for quite some time. So now, I thought this would be a real great time to discuss it. A lot of people feel guilty, and a lot of society make people feel guilty for not being around their fake ass family members around Thanksgiving and participating in Thanksgiving. And I'm over Thanksgiving. I really am. I have ate and ate and ate, and my back is big enough as it is. Okay, and I got two stomachs that I need to reduce. And I eat all that shit all year round, and I don't need to eat it. As a diabetic, I don't need to eat all this shit. Okay, so I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I done had 51 years of it. So I'm over it. Seriously. And we eat the same shit every fucking year. Okay? How many sweet potato pies can we eat? Damn. How many turkeys can we hold in our stomach? Some of us shaped like a turkey. Damn. Okay? I'm over it. And yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people are doing different versions of Thanksgiving. They're doing Friendsgiving and blah, 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 blah. You know. But to each his own, you know, families have, you know, become a different thing in a lot of cases. So it just depends on each individual. Okay. Everything is different nowadays. So we have to do what we got to do to protect our peace and develop self love and really pay attention to nourish our mental health. Because a lot of these people do a damage on your mental health too. And they do it on purpose. But I'm not going to let nobody fuck my mind up and mind fuck me and make me think that I'm crazy because I know how to identify all this fake ass love. I know fake love from real love. I know the difference. Okay, and I don't want nothing to do with this fake ass love. Get it away from me. And stay away from me with this fake ass love, okay? I'm sick of it. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning into this live. Child, I'm so tired. I hadn't had no sleep since I got out that job. Okay, I was getting ready to say something real reckless to describe the job. But yeah. So I have so many goals in front of me that I need to accomplish. And, you know, it's a whole lot going on in my life. And I'm just trusting God to just, let God be my guide, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm just trusting God. And I'm trusting the right person by trusting God. Yes. But child, I got a lot of goals for 2026, and I'm just giving God the glory for helping me to get through 2025. And we done lost a lot of people along the way in 2025. It's a lot been going on in 2025. 25, 2025 been twerking real bad. Okay? 2025 been showing out real bad. But I just thank God that God has kept me through it all. Yes. And yeah. 2025 has been a real interesting year. Okay? And it's a lot going on out here. It's a lot going on in our society. And I just got to keep my hand in God's hand and stay focused. And I'm not going to conform to a lot of this foolishness that's going on. And it's a lot of foolishness going on. Okay? Woo! Yeah. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live. And today's video is brought to us by our unofficial sponsor, the people who did this hoodie. I found this hoodie on TikTok and I really like it. It says, can y'all see it? Let me try to show it to you. It says, God don't play about me. Do y'all see it? God don't play about me. I like this. And it was real cheap. And I found it on the TikTok shop. So if y'all want one, it's real comfortable and in good quality too. And I don't know if they have the t-shirt version, but I know this is a hoodie. It's a hoodie, and they have the white and then they have the black. And I'm so glad that I found it on the TikTok shop. And it's very comfortable too. I really like it. Yes, God don't play about me. And Finesse2Tymes. Yeah, he don't play about us. And yeah, thank y'all so much for tuning into this live. You all have a great day. Holla at your girl. Peace. I think on the next video I'm gonna talk about uh girl la la la. I I mentioned that I want to talk about it the other day on my other live, and I'm kind of late talking about the situation. I don't know if girl la 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 has been funeralized yet, or if the daddy and the mama has come to terms with an agreement. I don't know. But if you're not familiar with it, I suggest y'all Google it. It's a lot of information out there about it. So y'all know what I'm talking about on the next live tomorrow. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. Who is that? Sylvia says, still loving your wig color. Wig, what color is it? I think this is a number 30 and 4. I know it's not 27 because I can't stand number 27. Yeah, I think, number 30 is my color. So I think it is a number 30 and number 4 in the roots. I really like this color too. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is my color, my signature color. I can't stand black. Oh, it makes me look so old and washed up. That black color. I love this color. I think this is number 30 and 4. 430. Yes, I do like it. And I just ordered me another wig. Child, I've been having such a hard time with a quality wig. I don't know what's been going on with the wigs ever since the pandemic. Seems like I've been getting a lot of raccoon hair. They making the wigs with raccoon hair. And wigs are not wigging like they used to wig. Can we all agree that not all wigs are created equal? Whew, I've been having a hard time with these wigs. But hopefully it's going to get better. We got to take one thing at a time and work on one thing at a time. But yeah, I do like this color, and thank you so much, Sylvia, for that nice compliment. Yes. And yeah, this I think this is a number 4 and 30. Yes, I do like this color too. Yes. So child, I'm trying to decide, am I gonna challenge my diabetes and go back in this refrigerator and eat again? Am I gonna eat again, or am I gonna go lay down? Which one am I gonna do? Which one am I gonna do? I'm trying to unbig my bag, but every time I try to unbig my bag, I go and get it bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm just hoping that the big bag just don't get no bigger. Okay? In 2026, I need to unbig this bag because I intend to meet this fine ass future husband. And I know if a fine man, I know he don't want no wide back woman. Okay. Okay. If I was a fine man, I know damn well I wouldn't want no wide back woman. Okay. So I got to unbig my bag. Cause I got to get me a rich husband. Cause I want him to sit me the fuck down so I can be a housewife. Okay. That's what I want to be. I want to be a housewife to a fine ass man. Yes, he can be retired, or he can still be out there working hard on a job, and hopefully he won't get replaced by a robot or AI. You know how that's going. Child, I can't wait to meet my future fine ass husband. Ooh, I can't wait, and he needs to hurry up while I can still throw my legs around the shoulder blades. Okay, because I'm getting old. I ain't getting younger. Okay. Okay. And I ain't had, I shouldn't say that because I'm a Christian woman. But if I was a heathen, I would say I ain't had my legs and ankles around somebody's son's shoulder blades in so long. And I ain't forget how to put them up there. I ain't forget. But as a Christian woman, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't talk like that. Because when, you're a new creature, you don't say what you used to say. You don't do what you used to do. You don't go where you used to go. That's how that goes. Yes. But like I said, if I was a heathen, that's what I would say. But I'm a Christian woman. Yes. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this live. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. And you all have a great night, okay? And don't let no heathen get in your way. No heathen formed against us shall prosper. And these heathens are heathening out here. Oh, they showing out they trying to so bad. I wish they'd go sit their garbage tails down somewhere and just stop the foolishness. Woo! But anyway, yeah. So, thank y'all once again for tuning in. And let's make 2026 a better year. Strive to, okay? Let's strive to be a better version of ourselves in 2026. And if you got some fake family members, don't even try to make it work. Leave them behind in 2025. Okay? Leave these fake deadbeat family members behind. And it's a shame how Finesse2Tymes his family doing him. Ooh, they so low down and dirty and trying to sabotage his career because they ain't got no talent. They so mad that they only option is to go work at Burger King or Walmart somewhere at a warehouse. And here go Finesse, the star of the family, the only star of the family. And they trying to sabotage that one star. But God, he ain't gonna let them do it. I got a feeling. God is not gonna let them be successful. Don't nobody really care to listen to all that foolishness no more. Okay? And God is allowing Finesse territory to be enlarged. Look at him. He over there working with Jermaine Dupri now. Yeah, the little ghetto boy from Memphis. He all over there in the big leagues now. He in the big leagues. And his mammy gotta watch him get bigger and bigger. And that deadbeat, no talent brother, no love. He gotta just watch and weep. And going from one YouTuber to another, trying to drag his own brother, and the mama trying to drag her son, the only successful son that she get. And they mad because they can't get the money. The money done dried up. He won't share his success with them anymore. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Okay? And the more shit they talk about him, the further he gonna get away from him. That he's not gonna come back closer to him. I don't know why she. Ooh. Anyway, I'm so glad that I would never do that to my son. If I was in that situation, I would. Whew, I would never drag my son and talk about him like a dog on social media. That's not what a mother would do. But that's exactly what a mammy has done. Whew. Yeah, it's a difference between a mother and a mammy. And it's a difference between a real family and a bunch of fake ass folks. Okay, that ugh. Yeah. But thank God for God standing in the gap and bringing us people that really love us and care and mean us some good. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, God. All right. Y'all have a great night. And we'll talk again real soon. God willing. Holla at your girl. Peace.